is that I am going to stifle my professional career by doing this. And I mean, I have a very big professional career in what I do, and um, for my main job. And so my biggest fear is getting in the way of that, or having people see that I'm doing this as well, and them saying I'm not, committing myself fully to my regular job.
Yep. I
Yeah,
hear you.
That's excellent.
I'm the same way.
Yes. And you know what? Guess what, guys? I know that in your head, you think all those things are legit, but I want to remind you that the upline coaches of this team above Team Fit Moms United, the coaches that started the Fit Club Network, who were founding coaches in the Beachbody world, Dave and Monica. Dave was an attorney, like a big time attorney when he started this business. Monica
Christina Delgado too.
Yes, Christina Delgado, if you've ever heard her name on the National Wake Up Call, big time attorney. In fact, a lot of the top coaches were already making $100,000 a year in the careers that they had themselves. Holly Hillier will tell you that. She was like, I had to make a 6-figure income in order to come home. So I had to figure out how to make this Beachbody business work, because my goal was to be home with my kids. And I think oftentimes we think, well, if we start doing something like this, that we're communicating to the world that we're not happy in what we're currently doing. And maybe you are happy and maybe you're not. I mean, y'all, there's police officers in the Beachbody world who are still police officers, and they're very, very successful Beachbody coaches. There are nurses who choose to still be nurses, and they are very successful coaches in the Beachbody world. So what I'm telling you is that it's all about you. That thought, that mindset going through your head, nobody's thinking that. Nobody cares. They're going to be standing on the sideline going, good for you that you are taking control, first of all, of your own health and fitness. And second, they're going to be like, wow, you are becoming a better person. You watch, the more you pour into your personal development, the more people will notice in you that things have changed. They won't just see the outside changes, they will see the inside changes going on in your life. And so that's what I loved. That's why I shared that with you guys, because I know that this can be paralyzing. And all the fears that Katie has been talking about, Jennifer has been talking about, Suzanne has been talking about, you guys, those are all normal. I was afraid too. I was afraid people at my church would think that I was a lunatic for being part of a company called Beachbody. Like the name in and of itself, like people like, what is that? I was afraid of what other people were going to think of me. I had to come to a point where I was like, I don't really care. Like, I ain't got time for that. Like, first of all, if I want to be home with my kids and I want to have, and I am like probably the most workaholic type person. Like, I'm the epitome of workaholic, y'all. Like, I love to work. I don't know why my dad is that way. I am not quite as bad as my dad is. I will tell you that. But I love the challenge. I love the process, but I would not love it. I can promise you, I would not love it if I had to do a 9-to-5 career that I was unhappy in 5 days a week. I would not love that. Okay. So I love what I do. This is fun for me. If it wasn't Beachbody, it would be something else in my life. I can promise you that. I would have some other contract work or some other part-time gig, or I would be teaching voice and piano in my house. I can just tell you right now, that's what I would be doing. But that is not what I'm doing, because I saw the potential in this business and in this company. And we would not have coaches still doing this for 14 years, 13 years, 12 years, 11 years, if it wasn't legit and they still were enjoying what they do in this business. So I'm going to give you tonight, I want us to talk about how can we move past the fear, because it is normal and you have to work through it. And the more you pour into reading personal development, the more you will get past it. If you don't know a book, like, yes, devotions are great. I think devotions are absolutely, positively need to be a part of your time, but you have to be listening to personal development. So I'm going to give you a couple of tips tonight on how I do this. And I'm going to give you some, what I call from Julie Voris, TNT habits, because guys, it all boils down to two things. Habits, we're either going to create good habits or bad habits, and choices. All of this boils down to choices and habits. That's the two things right there. You have to choose to sit down and read a personal development book or listen to an audio or listen to a training over watching your favorite Netflix show. You have to choose to stop what you're doing at your job, actually take a lunch break from your job and move your body to a different part of the building if that's what you have to do, or go sit in your car. The number of coaches I've heard say, I go sit in my car for 30 minutes. When there's a will, there's a way. When you want to do something, if you have a 15-minute commute to work, what is a lunch break? That's good. I know. I'm terrible about not taking a lunch break. And I work here at the house.
Yeah.
You know, when there's a will, there's a way. If you want to, like, I love to listen to audio personal development, but I also read books. I do both, but I don't just sit around all day, you guys, and listen to trainings and do personal development. I do personal development while I'm getting ready in the morning. I do personal development when I'm driving down the road. I do personal development when I'm doing the laundry. I do personal development when I am walking. Yes, that's a good one, Christina. I do personal development when I'm doing the dishes. Like, these AirPods have like changed my freaking life. So there is time. It's just a matter of you making choices. Okay. So if y'all don't know, Julie Voris calls these takes no talent habits, TNT habits. And I love this. And the first one is, you got to get up and you got to make your energize and you got to push play. You have to take care of you first. And all of you are doing that already. But showing up, proof the product works, that's a TNT habit. Like, it didn't start out that way, but now it is, right, guys? And our business parallels our fitness journey. When you first started out doing a Beachbody workout or using a Beachbody nutrition program or started with the gut protocol, it wasn't easy, right? It was a learning curve. This business is the same exact way. It is a learning curve. The second TNT habit is that, like I just said, you got to read or listen to some kind of personal development in the morning. This is literally what I do in the mornings. Okay. I get up, I go downstairs, I get dressed. All my stuff is laid out the night before. I go downstairs, I make my energize. Get my water. I go upstairs to my playroom because that's where all my stuff is. That's where my workout space is. I sit down, I do my devotion, I do my quiet time. I pop in these AirPods. I listen to a meditation from Elise for 4 minutes. I pick a card off the top of the stack. This is kind of a new thing I'm doing now. I listen to Elise for 4 minutes, have my prayer time. I pick up my book and read it. Sometimes I go ahead and do some engaging on social media, do those friend requests, go in and try to create some relationships. And by that time, The buzzer has gone off and I got to go downstairs and make lunch for Abby and get everything ready and out the door in 10 minutes. She gets herself up. She gets herself ready. I make sure she's up in the middle of all that, but she does it. We're out the door as soon as she gets out the car. And I say, goodbye. I love you. I put on Julie Voris as soon as she gets out of the car. It's either a Energized Live replay from months ago, because she has 139 of them, or it's a recent one. I turn it on. I listen to it from the school to my house. As soon as I walk in the door, if I haven't finished listening to her, then she gets cut off and it's time to work out. And I come back to her when I am putting on some makeup, fixing my hair after I've had breakfast, because I want to be ready in case I want to do a video or I want to snap some pictures or whatever. I'm ready to go. I literally do listen to the National Wake Up Call, replays of things, trainings for fire and flow while I'm doing chores around the house. If I hear something that I absolutely love, I will go back and I will listen to it again and I will write some notes down. But 9 times out of 10, I am doing other things while I'm listening. So I kill 2 birds with 1 stone, because I don't have time to sit there all day long. And I set timers. I set timers in the morning, because otherwise I'm a squirrel and I will get off track. Take no talent. Habit number 3 is, you guys, you got to take action. We're either in consuming mode or we're in action mode as coaches. And I think what happens a lot of times as a brand new coach, especially if you're a perfectionist personality, is you're waiting till you've consumed all the information and you feel like you know it all before you take action. I have seen people paralyzed in action, couldn't move at all because they're not ready to just put it out there that this is what they're doing, versus a Christina over here who just started inviting people. Like, Christina did not have this all figured out, and she just started inviting people, which I'm very proud of you, by the way, for doing that. Like, she was like, okay, I have somebody now. How do I send this share cart thing? I love that. I would totally much rather you do that than be like, oh my gosh, I don't know anything. I don't know about this product and I don't know about that product and I'm not sure what they said about this. You got to get out of the consuming mode and get into the action mode. And you have to do it daily. It's got to be done with consistency, you guys. Because if we don't take action, nothing is going to happen. And on social media right now, when you put out a post, less than 2% of the people that are following you are even seeing what you put up. So that doesn't mean that we don't put anything up. It just means that you can't rely on what you're putting up on social media or sharing on social media to be your only source of inviting people. You also have to privately invite people. So think about it this way. If I just like threw up an announcement on Facebook that I was having a cookout at my house, everybody's welcome to come. Like, most people would probably go, she's probably not talking to me. Like, I'm not the person she's like talking to. But if I put it up on Facebook and then I sent you a private message and said, hey, Elizabeth, did you see I'm having a cookout at my house this Saturday at 5? I really like for you to come. Can you come? Then she's going to go, oh my gosh, she was talking to me. Like, I am personally invited to this. And a lot of people are waiting for us to give them that personal invitation, because this is a very personal thing we're inviting people to be a part of when you're working on health and fitness goals. Some people are really private about that, and other people are just like, well, yeah, I kind of need that, but I don't know if I don't know if she's talking to me or not. I don't know if that's really for me. So we have to be consistently reaching out to people. All right, TNT habit number 4. Where do you start taking action? Where do you start taking consistent action is where you're sharing. So if you're sharing a picture in your stories, or you're sharing a boomerang, or you're sharing video in your stories, you're going to start in your stories, because those are the people who are going the extra mile to see what you're up to. And you want to see you can see everybody that's following you in those stories. And if it's 10 people, 12 people, 30 people, whatever, start by reaching out to them and say, hey, girlfriend, did you see that I am like participating in this brand new program? And oh my gosh, I got these rockin' results. I don't know if you saw, but I lost 5 pounds and I lost blank inches and I feel amazing. Is this something that we could chat about? Because I'd love to see you do this with me. Or you could say, use one of our names. I've done this before. I've said, hey, my friend Suzanne and I are starting a new group, and it starts in 2 weeks, and we're adding some people into the group now. Can I send you some information about that? Y'all, that's really all there is to it. Like, don't overcomplicate it. You don't have to like give them like throw up a bunch of information. When you invite somebody over to a barbecue, you're not going, oh my gosh, and we're going to have hot dogs and french fries and chips, and we're going to have ice cream, and we're going to play this game. And you're not giving them all those details. You're just inviting them. Like, somebody would be freaking overwhelmed if you were giving them all the details of the party, right? They don't need to know all that stuff yet. Just, would you like some information? Okay. And then go to the people who are looking at your post, who's liking your post, who's commenting on your post. And then go to your list, for crying out loud. Everybody who's on here tonight, except for a couple of us, y'all are all brand new. Like, a lot of you are brand new coaches, or you've been a coach less than 2 years, and go to your list. You should be adding to your list all the time. People that you come in contact with, as Monica calls it, in your 3D life, you're coming in contact with people all the time. You're meeting people all the time. I've told the story before. My first customer was the checkout girl at Trader Joe's for me. You've got to look for opportunities to strike up conversations, not so you can go pounce and let me sell you something, but because you genuinely care and you want to help people with this opportunity. I don't even know what that means right there that I just wrote. Oh, I know what it was. Don't get discouraged when people don't answer you. Okay, I'm going to give you an example right now. I'm going to tell on myself. All right, y'all, how many, like, if you, without even looking at your phones, how many of you think you have like 50 emails sitting in your inbox right now that maybe you've opened, but you didn't read them? Yeah. Hands? Okay. Anybody think they have like, I know. Anybody think you have 100 emails right now in your inbox that you have not opened, or maybe you opened some of them, and you saved them? I do. And I'm not lying right now. Okay. Like, y'all, I am the world's freaking worst at email. I have 251. Now, for a type A personality, you would think that would give me a stroke. But no. What happens is, as I get these emails, if I need to flag it, I flag it. Okay, which tells me I need to come back to it. I am the worst about deleting things. Today, I go to, first of all, I responded to a wedding shower like a month ago. Yesterday, I'm standing in line at Quiznos, and my whole day got kind of changed up because I got a reminder on my phone. Praise God, I put one on there that said, tomorrow is Natalie's wedding shower. And I went, oh my gosh, I thought that was in June. She's getting married in June. So I was like, oh, great. I've got to find a wedding gift because she lives in Tennessee. She was only here for this wedding shower. She's getting married in Michigan. So I was like, oh crap, my whole day has gotten like changed up. Okay. Today I go to the wedding shower. I opened the last email about the reminder of the wedding shower, but it didn't open the one before it because I thought it was going to be the same information. And I drive to Natalie's parents' house. There was like no car, like there were a few cars, but I could tell there was no party. And I'm going, and I knew they were having work done on their
Melissa,
house. I knew they were having work done on their house. So I knew that she had said they might move it. Yeah. So I get there and I search her emails and I find the second one where I didn't open it. And sure enough, we're moving the party to blah, blah address, which was like 7 minutes away from where I was, or 5 to 7 minutes away. I was like, okay, great. Well, I was on time. Now I'm late. It's not because I don't care. It's because that was not a priority for me at that time when I got that email. Same thing when you are sending out messages, you guys. People see your message, they open it, they type a response to you, and they think they've hit send. They've never hit send because they're standing in Walmart and they're the next person and they forgot to come back to it. The bottom line is, do not take this personally. It takes 5 to 8 contacts, like touch points with people before they sign up, before they say yes to you. Sometimes it takes 4 to 5 reach outs to this person before they even respond to your message, even if they told you they were the ones who wanted the information and you didn't reach out to them first. Okay. The number of times that has happened, I could list a mile long. You can't take this personally. You are just to deliver the message. This is what I have coming up. I would love to invite you to it. If they don't respond, it's on them. But that doesn't mean that you go in and you put a red line through their name and go, okay, Susie is never doing anything with me because I have sent her 3 messages and she has not responded. You might have to send Susie like 3 messages this month, 3 messages next month, 3 messages the next month. And here's what I do, you guys. I send a message, I wait a couple days, I send a follow-up message to that, wait a couple days, I send one more that basically says, obviously this might not be the best time for you. Would you like me to reach out when I have another group starting? Especially if they've reached out to me first, I send that type of message. I go back and start reconnecting with them on their Facebook feed or their Instagram feed. I don't drop off the face of the earth. I go find them in their stories. I start engaging with them on their stories. I engage with them on their posts back and forth because that signals to them I care. It's not that I'm just trying to make a sale with that person. They don't feel like they've become a number. They now feel like Melissa actually cares. I just had somebody, the only person I've had this month so far that signed up, just told me on Friday, thank you for continuing to reach out to me because I actually wrote you a message and I forgot to hit send back. And I know you're probably like sick and tired of like reaching out to me, but I really appreciate you being so persistent in reaching out to me. Nobody is going to bite your head off. If they do, they're not your people. No, let me say that again. No one is going to bite your head off. I've had 2 people in 10 years, well, actually 7 years of me doing this that have said, oh my gosh, how dare you insinuate that I need to lose weight? That was one of them. And the second one was basically get lost. Okay, fine. If you're not my people then. So ladies, you've got to stop being afraid of just sending the message. It's just a message. Always look at it like it's a party. We're inviting people to a party. If they don't want to come be about part of our party, that's on them. If they don't answer you, that does not mean that they don't have any interest or they don't care about you. Or it more than likely means, number one, they're terrible at looking at Facebook Messenger or even Instagram messages. Some people don't even know they have Instagram messages, just FYI. They have no clue. They've never even bothered to click that little bubble up there, which blows my mind. And some people prefer email. Ask them, do you want to keep the conversation here in Facebook Messenger, or would you like me to email you some information and we'll continue it through email? I don't like email because obviously I'm terrible at reading emails when I have 251 in my inbox. Okay, so those are the TNT habits that I hope help you. They certainly have served me, or I certainly wouldn't still be doing this. So share with me, anybody of the 5 of you. And if you're watching this on the playback, you can reach out to me or your coach and share this with. But be honest now that we've shared all of this. What is the thing that's been paralyzing you in your own business right now?
Well, I died. My computer died a while ago. I didn't die. I'm alive. But
Hallelujah.
yeah,
Thank God for that.
Well, she rolled that stone away fast and came back quick.
I didn't talk about my fear, but that still, even though I hear all this and I know all this, it's still the thing that holds me back is those invites and what people think. And I think I have a fear of running people off, and I know I hear that those are not my people, but in my brain, I can't turn off that those are not my people things. So that makes me hesitant to take the action unless they do watch one of my videos or reach out or comment. I mean, I'm getting better about it, but it's still my biggest fear / struggle is number 3, taking that action daily.
So what are you reading or listening to help you get past that? That's the key.
Yeah. Well, I've just started the compound effect. So I think that will help with part of it for sure. But then I'm listening to different stuff. Right now I'm listening to the Kayla Ibanez stuff. Those 3 inviting for introverts.
Yes.
And that I finished listening to the first one. I listened to it like 3 times before I got through it all, and really comprehended it. So I'm on the second one now, but she's really helping me see that I got to stop thinking too that I have to invite and show up like everybody else invites and shows up.
Yes. Yes. Like y'all, even after 7 years of this, I have to reinvent myself all the time. I told Suzanne on Friday, or actually Thursday, I was having the crappiest days, Wednesday and Thursday. I don't even know why, but I was. Even I do. Top coaches do. Everybody does. This business is like this. Okay. You have to be willing to take the good with the bad with this business, or not really the good with the bad. It's more like the
Ebb and flow.
It's like there are going to be times when it's just flowing like crazy and you're like, this is awesome. And then there's other times where, as Suzanne says, you're climbing up Mount Everest in your flip-flops, like literally, like it's just creeping. And May and June are creeping months. And I don't care how many times I'm a coach during May and June, it somehow always shocks me for some reason. But I just sat down this past week and I came up with a new plan, and I've assigned days to different days of the week. So, Monday and Tuesday are going to be admin days for me. Wednesdays, Thursdays are going to be training days for me. Friday, I'm going to be recording reels. Like I can do that because this is what I do full time. You have to come up with what works for you. I don't ever want to say that I don't share a lot about my routine because I don't want anybody to go, well, I can't do this business because I can't do it like Melissa. No, it's your business. Okay. I'm not your boss. It's your business. I'm also going to batch invite. So I'm going to do a bunch of invites tomorrow. I'll do follow-ups on Tuesday, batch invite on Wednesday, follow up on Thursday, because I need to break it down right now for myself. That's just me personally. If that's what you need to do, then do that. But you have to figure out what works for you. I think that's probably one of the hardest parts of this business is that you're in charge of your schedule. I'm not going to call you up at 9 p.m. and tell you there's a project deadline at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. You have to do that to yourself. Like it's all about choices. Again, it all goes back to choices. So nobody's going to hold, nobody's going to come and stalk you down at your house if you don't send your invites, but you're going to know whether you did it or not based on your productivity and how you get paid at the end of that 7 days. Okay. Anybody else that would like to share? Angela says she's reading The Compound Effect too. And I love that book. And I love how Darren Hardy talks about Big Mo and getting into the groove with Big Mo. And I love how he talks about going over and beyond to reach his goals. Those were some great, great stories in that book. So anybody else want to share?
So I'll share. I am not struggling with necessarily any of the things that you listed, but what I am struggling with is keeping a fresh list. So new people. And like I can look back at my January list and my February list and my April list, and some of the names I keep rolling to the next month, excuse me, to the next month. But I'm going to have to let those folks go soon enough. And when I say let them go, like and I've invited people for a year before they finally said yes. But sometimes certain people, I just have to know I'm not going to invite you for a couple of months. And sometimes those people will eventually come to me. But if they don't, they don't. But I don't want to be like that Nat. But I still want to serve and give good information, but I need fresh folks. And that's why y'all, when Melissa talks about growing your network, being that professional friend, being that, person who friends new people on Facebook, go to your friends, look at their friends. Who's your jam? Who would you want to spend time with? You can look at them and tell if they're smoking dope and, playing poker. Those ain't your people. Like you can tell from the photos that they post and things they post about who's going to be your people. It's obvious.
Yes.
People are on social to be social. So don't be afraid to friend somebody you've never met before, because I have. But my roadblock is a fresh list.
Yeah, because we have to
And that-
constantly be pouring in the funnel like new people. We have to constantly
Pumping that
the
well.
well. Yeah, pumping the well. And that's a challenge for me too. Like it is, because I've kind of run out of my warm market people. I'd still have warm market people that come to me.
Yeah.
And but I'm mostly working with friending people. I have no idea who they are.
Yeah.
I am like, we have mutual friends, or like Elizabeth and I found each other on Instagram. And I think that was actually through the Portion Fix Instagram page. And
Amazing.
it is amazing. And Suzanne and I found each other on Instagram. That's a crazy long story as well,
Yeah. But I also want to say, Melissa, before someone else shares about inviting, I've been doing this now for 4 years, y'all. So please hear me. I was afraid for 2 years to invite people. If someone replied to like my post and said something kind, or oh my gosh, what are you? Then I would reach out. But I had to remember there are people who are so afraid to ask us because they're afraid we're either gonna not be genuine, we might make fun of them, we are setting them up for failure, whatever it is that they've conjured in their head. The same reason you're conjuring in your head why you won't invite someone. Because again, I know this sounds so simplistic, but if I got all these decorations and brought all this food and had all this champagne and all these just fabulous things, but I didn't invite anybody, who's gonna come? So we have to remember people are as afraid to ask us as we are to ask them.
Yes. And they're also embarrassed. Some women are completely embarrassed that they've allowed themselves to get that way in the first place.
Yes. And I have had people who have been very, very tiny, like in high school and college, and now they're not tiny, and they have said, I'm so ashamed.
Mhm.
And that just breaks my heart. Like it's literally breaks my heart for them. And how you react to that and how you show grace and love and kindness, that's what's going to bring more and more people your way.
Yes.
So stop
So-
being afraid to invite people.
Yes. So if you want, like Julie reached out to me, Julie, I'm going to like give you a high five since you're on your anniversary dinner right now. But Julie reached out to me last week and she said, Melissa, I've watched all the videos, which I'm super proud of you, Julie, that you've done that. And she's like, I'm still needing help with this inviting thing. And so I sent her this training that Dave Ward did for us during the pandemic in 2020. It was the Emerald Retreat. And it is like 3 hours long or 4 hours long. And Julia was like, oh my gosh, Melissa, this is like 4 hours long. And I'm in the process of typing to her while she sends me that. Okay, you're going to start at minute 19 and you're going to watch just Chris Reed, which is like 20 minutes. And she was like, oh, okay, shoo, whoo, but if y'all would like to see the Chris Reed, like Suzanne, Jennifer, and Angela and I were all on that call. We all watched this Chris Reed thing, and he's been a coach for a long, long time. And it is
He
the
was a cop too,
best.
wasn't he a cop?
I think he was.
Yeah, I think he was a cop.
But his invite script, and it's not even really a script, it's just like how he has his conversation. I typed it out in a Google Doc.
Solely.
And I'm happy to share it with you guys, but I can send you the link. I got the link from Dave Ward because I could not find it. It was unlisted on YouTube. It's just a YouTube link, but go to minute 19. It is not, we're not asking to watch a 4-hour training. Oh my Lord. It's literally like 20 minutes long, but you'll go, oh, because all 4 of us did. And I'd been inviting for a long time. And I was like, and I listened to it again the other day after I sent it to Julie and I went, why have I stopped using this?
Please send it.
Okay,
Please send it.
I'll send
Yeah,
it.
it would be worth you guys if you don't watch it, at least listen to him. He's really, really good.
He really is. He's really good. And I love what he had to say. Well, just know that all the feelings that you're feeling are normal, but it's an opportunity for you to really work on yourself. And when you look at it like that, okay, I'm like nervous about this. I love what you said, Suzanne. They're just as nervous to listen to us because y'all think about the number of MLMs out there and the number of times people get invited. Think about your own self. How many MLM invites have you gotten recently to, a makeup party or a 31 group on Facebook or what? People are skeptical because they're tired of being sold to. And people are surprised when we do these free groups that we just did. I mean, that had nothing to do with fitness whatsoever. And yeah, we had like 20 women who actually did the thing with us the entire time. I know it might not have seemed that way, but when I started going in and typing all their names up, it was like 20 women who did it. So now if you had somebody who participated in this spring spruce up group and said, yes, I want to be in it, those are the people you need to start with right now, inviting to this next group. And don't let the time pass. Follow up with them. Say, hey, did you get to watch any of the free information we shared in our spring spruce up challenge? Just start there. That's all you got to do. They're going to say, oh my gosh, no, I didn't have time. Well, the content's going to stay up. We would love for you to go in there. There's some great tips that we shared. And if you have time, go in and check out some of that information. It'll help you with tidying up your home. And by the way, we're running another group, but this one is all about health and fitness. And I'd love to invite you. I'd love for you to do this with me. If you make it personable and then you find out why they want to do it with you or even interested in talking to you about it, and you don't throw up a bunch of information on them, they're going to respect you. They're going to respect you. Okay, guys? So I will share that. I will send that with whoever wants to see the Chris Reed inviting. All right, let's just quickly go over some things that you all need to know as we head in. We will be doing another call next Sunday night because we will not be doing one, of course, Memorial Day weekend. We typically do them the first and third Sunday night, and then sometimes the fifth. I feel like we need to go and do another one next week because we have a launch. We have a launch coming up, and I'm so excited about this launch. Like, okay, I have to confess that Jericho is like not like, I think she's amazing, but her workouts are not my jam. But I am really looking forward to the combo of the two of them. And the fact that they're 25-minute workouts, which I think is going to be a huge selling point with summer. The short workouts are intriguing to people. Okay. So I kind of did some hard work for you guys, or I shared the insider tip tonight in the live video. And I want you to think about this as you're talking to people. Okay. Don't prejudge. Don't prejudge what they need. Ask them the questions. And the reason I say that is because I've had coaches in the past who are like, okay, why would I invite them to get a gut protocol program when on June the 7th, Fire and Flow are coming out? Why would I get somebody set up now? And here's why. Okay. Number one, if you have clients who have Beachbody On Demand that are already in our group and they have not done the gut protocol, I would go to them first. And I would say, hey, friend, do you know that this is the last opportunity to grab the gut protocol, $20 off? You can get the whole entire package with the gut protocol and the workouts for the same price as a bag of Shakeology. If they've got Beachbody On Demand already, the gut protocol, 4 weeks for everybody, Shakeology, Core Ball, $129.95. That's a freaking good deal. Okay. Then on June 7th, they can get a 50% off coupon delivered to their inbox where they get 50% off the digital unlock of Fire and Flow. So you'll get volume again if they jump in with Fire and Flow. Okay. Same goes for somebody who might be interested in preferred customer or being a coach on your team. Get them set up with gut protocol if they have not already gotten set up with it. And then they will get a 50% off coupon for Fire and Flow. Some women want to go gangbusters like during the test group with the rest of the coaches and preferred customers when it launches on the 24th. And I will be talking it up in our group. Like, okay, who's doing this with us? We want to do a test run for 2 weeks before it launches to everybody else. Some people will be like, heck yeah, I want to jump in the test run because I've finished the gut protocol or I finished blah, blah, blah workout and I'm ready to go. I want to get going now. Some women will say, I'll just wait till June 7th. That is totally fine. But take advantage of this 50% off coupon. And if you get someone set up on a total solution with the gut protocol, you also get the 50% off coupon. So then your digital unlock is not $50 or 44 whatever because you're a coach. It's going to be like $20. Okay. So that's incentive for you. Okay. And remember, any total solution pack is 2 points. Whether it has BOD or it's without BOD, it's still 2 points. Okay. And I always offer people the preferred customer if they think they want to go ahead and save money. All right, guys. So take advantage of that. Does anybody have any questions about that special offer that we can be leaning into right now? Okay, so Beat the Bloat starts tomorrow. I think some people in our group are kind of confused, but whoever's running the group tomorrow, which we have nobody running the group, by the way, there's nobody signed up. But whoever's running the group needs to remind everybody, okay, if this is we do have a few people starting for the first time the gut protocol tomorrow.
Right.
So, you might want to, this past week, you noticed I did like Beat the Bloat day, blah, blah, like week 2, day 2, so that people saw that we were talking about Beat the Bloat with the content we were sharing. So you may want to do that when you're scheduling your post. And if I need to do it again, I'll do it again.
Excuse me. I don't, did we not get different content?
No, I have still not bought the content.
Okay. I
No.
could not remember what we had talked about for our plan for content.
Well,
The
okay,
Fire
here's what
Flow
I
will
ended
have
up
all
doing.
that. We'll
Here's
have
what
the
I ended up
challenge.
doing. What I ended up doing was I took some posts from the content that Beachbody created in that Spring Forward thing.
Right.
And I took some content from our past, whatever group I deleted.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, y'all. I have some of
Yeah.
it, but I don't have a lot of it. So what I did have, I have the script. I still have the script. So I just went into the March Let Us group and I can reshare that in our Google Doc. If y'all didn't save it to your computer, I can reshare the script and you can copy from the Let Us group. I went between those 2 scripts. And so if I couldn't
Okay.
find a picture from the script, like if I couldn't find the picture saved on my computer, I just Googled something
Okay.
to
I
grab
think
a
you
photo.
did it last week and the week before is when I did the I struggled because I thought the content that was out there was just weak. It just wasn't as good as what we have had.
Right.
So I struggled getting it together, to be honest.
Okay. So yeah, there's that. Can anybody lead the group this week out of the 4 of us or not?
If someone could, that would be awesome. I'm going to have a super tough week and I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to. I'll step up at the end if I have to, but I prefer if someone else could possibly.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I mean, this is the first week of that new class for the summer and we're not even I've just uploaded the first thing out of the whole semester that I've got to do.
Okay, well, if I do it this week, then who can do it next week when Fire and Flow launches?
Melissa, I don't mind doing it this week. I just need some guidance on the content.
Okay, are you sure, Angela? Like, are you feeling up to that right now?
Yeah,
Angela, you sound bad, honey.
I
No,
know.
are you staying home tomorrow too?
No,
You're not. Oh gosh. You're gonna need like some anointing before you have to go to school and teach on that voice, girl.
they gonna have to hush. I tell them, Ms. Winley says hush, or you gonna go out of here. I'm not doing that.
Oh man, bless your heart. I can chat with you really quickly after this call, like after everybody hops off and we can figure it out together. Okay. And then if you lead this week, I'll lead next week when Fire and Flow launches. And then we need somebody to lead the week of Memorial Day.
I'll do it.
Okay, you do that one, Suzanne. And then girls, I will send you the link to this tomorrow, and y'all finish signing up for the rest of June. If you would, please, so that we know who's doing what. Okay, so Beat the Bloat starting tomorrow. Then we have Summer Sizzle starts June the 7th. And so next week when we meet, we're going to come up with 5 things that people can do. Like they're committing to 5 things, sort of like the Choose You in 22 that we did back in January. I think one of them should include journaling, because we're going to get a journal with this program if people buy the accessory bundle. And I think we need to lean into that. We can incorporate in Summer Sizzle the grilling recipes, like a weekly check-in. We'll do some challenges. So we can plan all that next week on the call. And then if you're going to Summit, I need you to send me through PayPal $76.50 for the very first night of the room. After that, we can probably split, like if we can have one room on my credit card and the other room on somebody, like whoever else is in the other room, then we can split it there at the end of the stay, because they're usually pretty convenient, or pretty convenient, that's not the word, pretty gracious about doing that. Questions, comments? No?
We talked about a Spirit Week. Are we planning
Oh,
Spirit Week,
yeah.
or we're not doing Spirit Week?
We are doing Spirit Week, and it is supposed to be
May 23rd through 27th.
yeah, the week
I
I'm
have.
leading. I'm glad that you said that,
Okay.
Suzanne. So we need
Yeah.
to plan. We've got to plan. I'm writing this down. Next Sunday night, we've got to plan Spirit Week, and then how we want to do the health vet, so that we can release that info to our people, and nail that down so they know what they're committing to. And we'll
Melissa,
have to pump that big time. Yeah.
I think I was looking back at the Summit Bound thread, and I think I only sent you $71.50 for the room. Do I owe you 5 more?
No, I think
I think the Summit Bound one, you had posted $71.50. So when I sent you my stuff today, I think that's what I put in.
well, I saw what you sent me.
Yeah, I sent you that and the Kayla stuff combined.
Oh, was 5 of it for the script this past week?
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I forgot about that, and you're right. It is $71.50. It is not 76. But
You're
I
trying to cheat us of $5.
no, I
But
need
the $5
more
is for the
people.
script.
Yeah, I need
Oh, that's
more
right.
people to like donate $5 for that script we used.
I forgot. I'm teasing. I'm getting tired.
So Yeah, 76.50. Okay. I think that's all I have. Would you guys like for me to share next week before we do the planning how I made $500 in 1 week?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll do that next week then. How I made $500